Hi guys, welcome back to Starry Flowers. Over the next month or so, we fell into quite an enjoyable pattern. Pastille would show up on my doorstep maybe once or twice a week. Sometimes we go out to dinner, but mostly he just spend the night. We were starting to become almost routine, though each visit was somehow just as exciting as the last. The details of which I'll choose to keep private for Pastille's sake. The boy is insatiable, I will say that. Inevitably, after seeing someone for long enough, one begins to pick up on their habits. Cute habits like the way he kisses me on the cheek before rushing off to work in the early morning. The way he runs his hand through his hair when he's thinking really hard about something. Even his knock is specific. Once lightly to test the waters, a pause as he gathers his courage, then three firm and evenly spaced out. I'm not sure which of these habits he's conscious of, but there's one I've decided he must be acting knowingly, which is his habit of leaving one of his personal effects behind with each visit. First a barrette, then an earring, his choker, a bracelet, and then he returns after a few days with an apology, explaining he had just come to pick up whatever he left behind. Sure, Pastille, keep creating your little excuses to come back here. I'll happily go along with them. What fun. I wonder what he'll come up looking for this time. Periwinkle gathers up the discarded garments that have been strewn across his bedroom, tossing them into a pile to be dealt with later. He couldn't possibly leave his underwear behind, could he? No, that would be impossible to explain. An earring, sure, but there's no way he'd walk out here like that. Periwinkle hums to himself as he makes the bed, double-checking between the sheets while he's at it. I'm almost disappointed. It's been so consistent up until now. I suppose he could be just that forgetful. Unable to find anything of Pastille's in my bedroom, I decided to spend the rest of the morning cleaning up this place. Now mind you, I never let my house get dirty, only messy. Okay, even garbage or food waste about is out of the question. Everything else though, is simply the many things don't make it back to their proper place. Or rather, I can never decide on a proper place for many of my things. Toss them into boxes, shuffle the boxes around the room, and suddenly they become unmanageable piles. Truly put everything away, those would have to be emptied and sorted, a daunting task to be sure. But it has been a while since my last attempt. I may as well put in some effort. But where to begin? I suppose my work supplies have been a little difficult to navigate as of late. That's an achievable goal now, isn't it? And practical as well. Periwinkle begins with the box of his favorite perfumes that has been sitting out since one of Pastille's first visits. Ah yes, the aphrodisiac. That was a fun night. He packs the bottles back in their places, then closes the box, sealing them safely inside. You should go, perhaps it'd be better to set it on a high shelf? If I just rearrange things a bit, there should be room for everything. As Periwinkle begins setting these things aside, a new pile is born, precariously teetering on the back of the couch. He lays the box just where he wants it, and then stacks his various books and knickknacks around it. Just as he's made his way through half of the pile, a small portion of it topples forward, bouncing safely onto the couch cushions. Ha! Top all you want, I was prepared. He finally noticed Pastille's jacket, which had expertly blended into the blankets and cushions around it. Aha, just when I finally worked up the energy to clean up around here, what do I find? Yes, this is no mere case of forgetfulness. It was indeed a little game all along. Periwinkle giddily laughs to himself, excited to have been proven right. You've escalated it too far, Pastille. To leave your jack behind is just ridiculous. I mean, is that really a thing kids just forget? It leaves me no choice, so I'll just have to return this myself. Periwinkle abandons what he's doing and skips off to his room to get dressed. Time to accessorize. My earrings, white ribbons, blue ribbons, flower crown, royal crown, cat ears. Yeah, let's have an angel halo. Pretty sparkles. Let's have pretty sparkles. I didn't have the chance to return to Atelier Suites since first meeting Pastille. He was the one who's always showing up on my doorstep after all. There was no need. It's about time I paid him a visit, yes? I could restock my favorite candies as well. Upon reaching Atelier Suites, though, I hesitate. Would it be rude to barge in while he's working? I just know I wouldn't be able to resist teasing him. As to not become a nuisance, I shall make my presence known from here. Periwinkle boldly approaches the bench directly in front of the candy shop and sits down, all while wearing Pastille's forgotten jacket. And now we wait. A few minutes pass. I can see Pastille through the shop window. He's currently preoccupied with a customer. Luckily, I brought lunch, a simple peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Will he notice me before I finish it? The customer is walking out now. Our eyes met. Pastille turns away, pacing a bit. I will take another bite of my sandwich, still watching intently. He stops for a moment in front of the door behind the register, until finally making his way out of the store, broom in hand. Instead of coming over right away, he turns his back to me, sweeping the sidewalk in front of the entrance. Perhaps he has a strict supervisor? He keeps glancing over his shoulder. Just come in here, you silly boy. His face is quite red, so I can say with confidence I have successfully overwhelmed him once again. I finish my sandwich by the time he approaches. He takes a seat on the opposite end of the bench. I thought you were ignoring me. No, I was just trying to decide what to do. Was this a bad time to return your jacket? No, not the worst time. Periwinkle unzips the jacket and shuffles out a bit, casually folding it onto his lap. I found it whilst cleaning up the place. I suppose I could have waited for you to return, but since I was in the area... Right, sorry, it's my fault for leaving it behind in the first place. Pastille can barely look me in the eye. It doesn't stop him from stealing glances at what I'm wearing. But who could resist? I wear my cutest dress for this. Something seems a bit off, though. He's usually a bundle of nerves, yes, but this is a bit much. I'll get right to the point then. Oh, Pastille, you don't have to plant excuses just to visit me. I wasn't planting anything, I just forgot it on my way out. I find that hard to believe, considering you've forgotten exactly one thing each time you visit. Really, you should be more honest. Sorry, thank you for returning it. Oh, it's my pleasure. It gave me a good excuse to see your flustered little face again. Periwinkle sets the jacket on the empty space between them and rises to take his leave. But Pastille gently grasps his wrist before he goes. Perry, I am sorry I made you think I was ignoring you. I was only teasing, my sweet. Still, I can't, I'm not ready to be open about who I see outside of work. I like to keep things very discreet. I don't want to have to explain anything to my friends. I'd die of embarrassment. So that's why. Understood. I'm actually used to being someone's little secret. That didn't sound quite right. What I'm trying to say is, I don't mind at all. From now on, I'll just continue to let you come for me. Thank you? Sorry. I don't know what you keep apologizing for, Pastille. I'll see you around, yes? Pastille nods and finally lets go of his wrist. A misstep. A huge misstep. I should have guessed it from the hints he's given, just a few things he's said here and there. It was enough to put together, wasn't it? The most obvious one being that he always comes to me and not the other way around. Our comfortable pattern that I recklessly interrupted, I should have known from the previous encounters with closeted individuals. What's supposed to be a fun, surprise appearance can quickly turn into a desperate rally to cling to normalcy. Carefully constructed lies to conceal the piece of yourself that may not be accepted, whether it's by the individual themselves or by their loved ones. Certainly an unenviable position to find oneself in. Pastille and I have been seeing a lot of each other during the past month. Was this the inevitable breaking point then? It can only become more complicated from here. But it was going so perfectly for so long. Perhaps I'm being overdramatic? I haven't grown tired of him at all, which is precisely the problem. I'm willing to return home so soon. I walk in the direction of the apothecary. Astragalus will be able to knock some sense into me. She always does. Astragalus, are you busy? I know that one. You've shifted into dramatic bitch mode. Take pity on me. I'm having a bad day. Alright, you baby. Tell me how it happened. Things are slow today anyhow. Astragalus listened patiently as I explained the events of the day. I've learned to come straight to her whenever I find myself unable to make a decision. Although she often puts things far too bluntly, I do always end up feeling more grounded after her consultation. So you're upset because you overstepped his bounds. Accidentally, it was about key information. And now you think it's over between you two? When you put it like that, it really do sound dramatic. I mean, you are, but you also have a point. If you want to avoid things getting complicated, this is your sign to get out. I gotta say though, for two guys who aren't in a committed relationship, you sure do sound like you're in one. It's purely casual. I've still been seeing a few others in the midst of this, but all you talk about is Pastille. Every time you come in here, ugh, I know. I just wish I hadn't gone to return the jacket. It was supposed to be fun, but now... Yeah, honestly, I think he's being unfair. He shows up to your place whenever he wants, right? Yes, but I don't have anything else going on. He has a respectable job and all. Sounds like you just have to have less self-respect and this guy isn't treating you right. Now that's unfair. He simply said he wasn't ready. It doesn't mean... Making excuses now? You really are hung up on him. This is too hilarious to watch. Enough. I simply cannot help if he's just the cutest thing. Of course, I don't want to stop seeing him. At that moment, a familiar chime sounded, marking a customer's arrival. I turned my head instinctively to see... Periwinkle? Oh my gee, you look so cute today. Why, thank you. I certainly didn't expect to see you here, Jam. Astragalus walks into the back room, still laughing at Periwinkle's expense. I came here to buy your magic. Remember when you did a little demo for everyone at that one party? You totally sold me on it back then. I've done it a few, so I can't recall, but I'm happy to hear it regardless. So what are you doing here? On a date or on a job? No date today, I ruined my chance at that. Aw man, what? That's such a bummer. Really never thought I'd hear the day you of all people couldn't get a date though. You date like everyone. It'd be more accurate to say I go on dates with everyone rather than actually date them. No, same diff. You're like the thirst master. She's right. It's not as if Pastille is my only option if I'm looking for a good time. Anyway, are you going to Cheval's birthday party tonight? No, this is the first I've heard of it. He's throwing yet another soiree? Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know. I suppose I've been more out of the loop on these things than usual. I haven't bothered with as many parties since. Well, you should come. They're good luck, like in terms of love and romance. I mean, I'm finally dating my best friend thanks to that last one. Marzipan, wasn't it? You weren't together before that? I knew everyone thought we were. Ugh, so embarrassing. I guess what matters is we could finally be totally honest with each other, though. I'm really happy. Well, congratulations, you deserve that happiness. Yeah, so like, if you ever need relationship advice, I'm your gal. Oh, but I guess you wouldn't since you don't actually date anyone. Periwinkle hears Astragalus snorting with laughter in the back room. How dare she? I came here to be comforted, not ridiculed. Jam dear, what time do you say that party started? Oh, like a few hours from now, I think? Sorry, I can't even remember the time difference between here and the Netherworld. Netherworld? Is Netherworld in this world? No matter, these things tend to go all night, and I prefer to arrive fashionably late. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to return home to freshen up before the soiree. Sure, see you there. Periwinkle marches home in a huff. Astragalus thinks I'm lacking in self-respect. I'll show her. I'm going to find someone to spoil me tonight. Netherworld parties happen to be the perfect venue, always filled with cute faces I haven't yet encountered. Plenty of incubi as well, they live to please their partners. It's been a while since I've slept with a demon, I'm looking forward to this now. Alrighty. Cattail, lovely hearts, angel wings, demon wings. Do we yourself as an angel or demon? Do we have angel wings? You know what, let's dress up as... yeah, let's do this. And so a few hours later... Periwinkle arrives at the soiree. Let's see, who looks available? Scanning the room, he spots both Jam and Chevelle happily chatting with the other guests. Chevelle himself certainly isn't a bad lay, but I couldn't go stealing the host of the party. Like how he didn't talk to Pastille. He just assumed like, oh, he doesn't want me anymore. Periwinkle begins to gravitate towards the snack table, still scoping out the various partygoers. Plenty of candidates to choose from, however will I decide. Before he can make up his mind about who to approach, a taller demon slides into the empty space besides him, to start a conversation. Lots of cute witches at the soiree, huh? Oh, it's been decided for me? I'm already being spoiled. I didn't come here for the witches. Ha, I'm Gardamon? Periwinkle. Have I heard that name? Periwinkle, so this is gonna sound weird, but do I know you from somewhere? Your James, perhaps? Nah, for real. Something about your face is just so familiar. I frequent these types of events, so it's likely we've crossed paths at some point. That's not it. I would have tried hitting on you if we did. Well, you're certainly free to do so now. I'll give it a shot, with your permission. Haha. This wasn't bad. I do appreciate how straightforward he's being. So what are you here for, if not the witches? I had intended to find someone to spoil me and incubi our rumor to be good for exploring exactly that. We are. So the rumors are true? I'm in luck then. Do you happen to have any friends who'd be interested in dancing with a cute little witch like me? I could ask around. Or a better idea, you could just settle for me. I suppose you'll do. As I bent my hand and Gardamon gives an exaggerated bow. He pulls me in, albeit a little clumsily, with his gigantic demon hands. It was enjoyable to be swept up in the arms of a larger man. My own hand is almost entirely consumed by his, unlike with Pastille's, which spits so... Pastille? Am I still comparing everyone to him? I shake the thought and return to the moment. The pair twirls around the dance floor, losing themselves in the music. After a while, Gardamon suddenly speaks up. Oh, I just realized where I know you from. Really now? Yeah, you were in the magazine I work for. Oh. I'm an editor. We used our photos for an issue a couple years back. Oh, what a coincidence. I did used to do some modeling in the past. And in the past, it shall remain. I'm in a different line of work now. Huh, really? That's too bad. I always thought you looked amazing. I do appreciate that. Well, this certainly complicates things. I must report to have been a complete stranger. Unfortunate, just when I was beginning to enjoy myself. Wow, I can't believe I ran into you like this. Maybe it's a sign. A sign of what, dare I ask? That I should come back to modeling. I can get you in our magazine again, if you're interested, that is. I appreciate that offer, but I've moved on. It's put too much strain on my relationship with fashion, among other things. Oh well, at least take my card in case you change your mind. No thank you, I don't see that happening. Aw, come on, you'd be so great. It feels like such a waste of talent. I'm quickly growing tired of this. Thank you for the dance, but I really should be going now. Huh? Sure. This was fun. Perhaps we'll meet again sometime? Yeah. I feel kind of rude. I feel a little rude. I didn't expect to be reminded of my modeling days of all things. Although the excitement was understandable, the way he went about it certainly ruined the mood. I hate to admit it, but I'd gone into this night far too unstable to begin with. For such a small thing to get to me, I'm not even here on my own terms, am I? This was all to prove a point. That's certainly not in the spirit of a friendly soiree. It's best I just return home and... Periwinkle, wait! He turns his head to find that Gardamon has chased after him, settling into the lonely night air. Hey, I'm sorry if I said anything to upset you. Upset me? Perish the thought. Simply that I'm feeling a little off tonight. I realize I may have come here for the wrong reasons. Look, I'm sorry that I suddenly started talking about work. That wasn't why I approached you at all. You came here for a good time, right? Well, a party is definitely the place to find it. Heck, it's what I'm here for too, so you're not wrong to come looking for that. He's completely misread the situation, although it is starting to look salvageable from here. Anyway, please forget about the magazine stuff. It doesn't matter. We were having fun before that, right? Dancing was nice, yes. I want to do more than just dance with you. Oh, there it is. Now we're getting somewhere. More than dance? And what could that mean? Well, don't make me spell it out. A kiss, perhaps? Sure, and well, you know, whatever else you like to do. As an incubus, I live to please. Since he apologizes, may as well. Kissing is a fine start. Gardamon holds out his arms, inviting Periwinkle into a soft embrace. Periwinkle's hands glide up his chest. He wraps his arm around the demon's neck. Their faces just inches apart. He pauses. I expected him to close the gap. Pastille would have kissed me. I've grown far too accustomed to that, so I automatically... Shit, this was a mistake. Periwinkle gives him a light peck on the cheek before pulling away. My apologies, I do actually need to get going now. Huh? I shouldn't have led you on, I'm terribly sorry. Oh no, don't worry about that. If you don't want to, it's fine. I am a little confused though. Did I do something wrong? It's not you, you're very nice, very firm muscles. Thanks. If it were any other night, things would have gone very differently. Please believe me when I say that. Seriously? Is all this mysterious talk supposed to make me want you less? I'm sure you have great luck with the witches inside. You're very charming. Damn, well, alright. Get home safe, Periwinkle. Hope to see you again on any other night, like you said. Thank you for keeping me entertained. Farewell. I shouldn't have come. What exactly have I proven here tonight? That I'm willing to pursue the first pink-haired boy I come across out of sheer desperation? I wanted Astragalus to be wrong for once. To admit I'm just hung up on someone is just... I don't feel like myself at all. What if he's waiting? No, he's not. Periwinkle arrives home, lazily slipping out of his shoes and dress. He tosses his hat somewhere and collapses onto the couch. Ugh, I feel even more miserable than before. Periwinkle finds himself staring at the front door, half expecting to hear a familiar knock. You say Pastille will find me, and if you were here to show up tonight, I should get in bed. But he doesn't. Instead, he buries his face in the cushions and falls asleep. Chapter 4, Peach Blossoms. Periwinkle bolts awake to the sound of a knock on his door. Ugh, what time is it? He rises from the couch and lightly treads over to check who might be visiting him so early in the morning. Ah! First I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. It took several moments to register the fact that Pastille was at my door. Knocking comes again, snapping me out of my stupor. One moment please. Periwinkle gathers up the clothes he left on the floor and stuffs them out of sight. Next he scrambles into the bathroom to check his makeup. Passable considering the circumstances. Wrapping a blanket around his shoulders in an attempt to look half decent, he finally opens the door. Hi, I took the day off, so Sorry, did I wake you up? Yes, I had a late night. Come in. I'll be ready in just a moment. Pastille is here. But why is he here? A day off? Not that he has the day off, but that he chose to take it, then come here. Let's just put that aside for now. I need to get dressed. Periwinkle scurries back to his bedroom to change, but Pastille waits politely by the door. So your day off, You chose to visit me? I'm flattered. Well, it's not just to visit. I was hoping to, take you on a date. Oh, a date? Usually we reserve those for dinner time, haven't we? I wanted to make up for yesterday. So if we didn't have any other plans, I was thinking we could just hang out for a while? Sure, I don't mind, but what exactly is there to make up for, my sweet? You know how I told you not to come back to the shop, even though you only showed up to do me a favor? He has it completely backwards. Periwinkle pokes his head out from the bedroom to look Pastille in the eyes. How do you say that? Acotoir? I don't know what to say. Pastille, I should be the one to apologize for putting you in such an uncomfortable position. Did I say on the contrary? Moving on. I shouldn't have shown up unannounced. It wasn't my intention to cause you any actual discomfort. No, I don't think I clarified my boundaries from the beginning, so that's not your fault at all. Then it seems everything is fine now? Perhaps I should get to know those boundaries better during our date then? Why does it sound suggestive when you say it? Periwinkle retreats back to his room with a smile. This boy has truly caught me off guard. I'm almost frustrated that the spiral of guilt and confusion I lost myself in yesterday could be resolved so quickly. Well, it's all about communication. That's all it was. I had merely been fixating on my mistake. It has nothing to do with Pastille per se. He just happened to be the one at the center of it, so of course all my attention was unnecessarily directed towards him. There's no problem then, which means as usual, I can enjoy our date to the fullest extent. Well, do tell me where we're headed. I need to know if I'm going to pick something to wear. You haven't had breakfast yet, have you? Let's get something to eat first. Actually, can you come in here for a moment? Yes? I thought it might be fun to have you choose what outfit I wear. Are you sure? The clean clothes are in that pile, dear. Okay, let's leave everything messy. Okay, Seal begins to sort through the pile of skirts and dresses, taking extra care to fold the ones he set aside. How about these? He approaches the folding screen and holds the clothes out to decide for Periwinkle to take. Oh, these are nice picks, but... No underwear? Weren't you already wearing some? So scandalous, Pastille. I didn't know you had it in you. Please, I'll find you a pair. I'm only teasing, my sweet. Periwinkle finally walks out, fully dressed. Ready to go. Pastille looks him up and down cautiously. You're wearing some, right? We'll just have to have fun later tonight, won't we? Perry. Oh, it's time to accessorize again. Well, the flower crown is, I don't know. Well, this is gonna do good. Maybe we should do the flower crown. Blue ribbons, the white ribbons. I like the white ribbons. Do this. Alright. What a lovely day for a date. We walk side by side, but still with his hands stuffed into oversized pockets. So cute. He's in the perfect position to be clinged to, but I must refrain. I doubt he'd be comfortable with me hanging all over him in broad daylight. Besides, there's no need to jump into such overt affections just yet. When we reach a cafe, Pastille orders us some donuts to share. Wonder what else he has planned. He only mentioned hanging out. Who knows what that could entail. Munching away on our breakfast, I study his face for clues. He really is so cute. I remember the choker. He wore it on our first date as well. And that's the same beret he left behind after one of our sleepovers. Such pointed choices and accessories. And now all my staring has embarrassed him. You're too easily flustered, my sweet. Forgive me for staring. I was trying to intuit what you might have planned for us after this. Oh, nothing in particular. Wandering around town is enough for me. I see. Loitering does facilitate conversation quite well. As long as we're out and about, we won't end up, Oh, is he going to say it? You know. Of course not. I actually like when we get to talk. I mean, not that we don't. When we sleep it over. So I sleep over. It's just a different kind. True. Sorry, now I feel like I'm talking too much. Not at all, my sweet. I have to say, I rather enjoy our chats as well. Even if you can't resist cutting them short once we're behind closed doors. I'm really sorry. He's simply too much fun. Oh, but this is no time for my usual teasing. Can't forget what brought us here. This is the perfect opportunity to become more deeply acquainted. I learned all about Pastille so I don't end up crossing the line again. In the interest of defining boundaries, are there any subjects I should avoid bringing up with you? On that note, has there been anything I've said that caused you discomfort in the slightest? Please don't hold back. Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, I've always felt pretty comfortable around you, so we could probably talk about anything and be okay. Anything really? Surely you must have some sensitive topics you'd like to avoid. I guess so, but I wouldn't really be worried talking about them with you. Actually, you might be the most attentive person I've ever met. Maybe that's why I'm not worried at all. I'm glad to hear that. But you certainly piqued my curiosity. What kinds of sensitive topics, if you don't mind me asking? Like, for example, you never made me feel weird about gender stuff? I certainly hope not. That one's a bit sensitive for me as well. See, that's why it feels okay to talk about it with you. I'm, well, not very masculine, so I get mistaken for a girl every now and then. Not that it's something I get mad about or anything. I've always dealt with it ever since I was little. Still, I think it bothers me in particular since, well, you know, I'm intersex. Right. I want to be recognized as a boy, but I like wearing feminine clothes too. Yes, that's exactly it. I feel the very same. Right? Like, I don't want to be limited to presenting only one way, even if I'm fine with boy clothes too. For me, it's simply about looking beautiful. I dress to fit my ideal. It's not a matter of gender, but aesthetic preference. These are the clothes I feel best in. Yes, you look really good in them too. Why, thank you. I must say, your sense of style never fails to impress me. I'm glad you like it. Still sips a drink while Periwinkle continues. When I was young, I didn't have the confidence to dress so beautifully. Can you even imagine it? You without confidence? No, I'm not sure that's possible. Right, I suppose I was a different person back then. Where I grew up, things were much more black and white. You were either a boy or a girl, and you had to dress accordingly. That sounds harsh. It very much was. I was completely miserable. Perhaps it's because I came from that sort of environment that I wanted to be known I looked as glamorous as a boy. Not to say that this is easy for any gender, I only wish for my efforts to be acknowledged. I think that's just your competitive spirit again. See, you truly understand me. They laugh together. Periwinkle relaxes into his chair and finishes his drink with a big smile on his face. Pastille and I depart from the cafe and make our way down the street. With no destination in mind, the details of our surroundings, things I've never really paid any mind to, make themselves known. Aromas from the bakery, the flower shop, the Pastille, each distinct and enticing. I'm left with a peaceful feeling as we pass each of them by. Now there's a fun idea, a scent that transforms over time, giving you a sense of place. But I shouldn't be thinking about work while I'm on a date. I turn my attention back to Pastille. Regenta thoroughly discussed the next personal question would have to be, sexuality, which type of partner gets the most hot and bothered. Shh, you can't shout those words out in the middle of a crowd. Oh, who's even listening? I certainly wasn't shouting. But still, don't talk about that stuff so loudly. People will start giving us weird looks. Should I whisper in your ear then? That's even worse. Now who's shouting? Pastille glanced around, but despite his outburst, Periwinkle was right. No one had turned our way. Sorry, I guess it's okay. Feel free to stop me if I'm being too much, yes? There's nothing wrong with being a little too much. I imagine you say so. Returning to the topic at hand, I've been with all sorts of partners. I'd say I can appreciate just about anyone. But I must admit, I prefer rich boys above all others. I would also say, which boys? Oh, care to elaborate, my sweet? Nope, that's all I have to say on the matter. I'll have to tease it out of you later then. We follow along the twisting streets of the shopping district, looking in each of the windows as we pass them by. It is my favorite part of town, filled with all the high-end boutiques you can dream of. The mannequins from one of them catch my eye, and I lightly grab Pastille's sleeve to draw his attention. You look so good in that, don't you think? Really? I don't know if something so extravagant would really suit me. Nonsense, you could pull it off. The accents match your eyes. I guess they do. But you look great in that one too. Oh, in that one. You're pointing to everything. Yes, well, the alternative would be to say that I like to see you in nothing at all. Do you go clothes shopping often? You have such a variety of cute looks. Every now and then, but I can't afford the kinds of stuff they sell here. It is rather pricey, but the brands are worth it. I really don't know anything about fashion, and I just end up picking whatever stands out to me. As it should be, you're better off not becoming obsessed with these things. It certainly isn't easy on the wallet. I'll leave the brand name stuff to you then. Just seeing them is enough for me. Oh, just seeing them, not stripping them off me. So sexually charged. After our little fashion circuit, we ended up near the cafe where we started. I certainly worked him up enough to take him home right away, but that would mean cutting our day short, and what a shame that would be. I skip ahead Pastille and twirl around to face him. There's somewhere I'd like to take you. Sure. I realize I've seen your workplace, but you haven't seen mine. It's the little apothecary I sell my magic for dissolution. An apothecary? I thought you sold perfumes. Technically, that's all they are. Don't claim they deliver any lasting health benefits. They're more for healing the mind, anxiety, stress, and any other unpleasant feelings can be lifted away with just the right aromas. It's more effective for some than others, but for those sensitive to such things, it can make quite a difference. I heard that essential oils could help people with anxiety. They do have a calming effect on people. Huh. Now I feared I bored you with all this uninteresting work chatter. No, that's not it at all. I was just thinking. It's really admirable that your magic can be used to help people like that. Admirable? Selling candy, I think, makes people happy too. Maybe that's what's fun about it. Not that I ever claim our candy is healthy either. If anything, you might get cavities. The witch who owns the apothecary really likes the sample I pass along to her. Perhaps she'll ask you to distribute your candies as well. My boss would never agree to that. Anyway, oh yeah, his boss does not like witches, does she? Oh no, she doesn't like magic. Or witches. No, she doesn't like witches. I'd be happy to see it. Lead the way. Very well, follow me. Alright, I'm going to end the episode here today. Alright, so thank you guys for watching, so much for watching this video. Bye.